shudder! Eye for an eye! More speed.
This is bad. Well, since we want to go to the Jade Chamber, let's look around. Hey, look! Since this is the right place, it must have something to do with the Jade Chamber. Yes, this must be the way. Drop! Stronger, we'd be able to reach the top and... Huh? Why? Or... Oh, Paimon get... Alright, let's follow your... Oh, hang on a moment. Looks like we've gotten close to... Why don't we shoot you up to the Jade Chamber using the ballista? No. Oh, that's right. Now that you mention it, we could...
I'll keep this.
trespasses on these hallowed grounds?
Exactly. What are you talking about? We're invited guests. What makes you think... No. Wait. Maybe she pretended to invite us to the Jade Chamber, but set up a now Paimon's mad. You, over there...
What? We're just on guard duty. What do you mean, shameless?
What nonsense! Seize these suspicious intruders.
Well, here they come.
Sketched it. Starball! Teamwork is dreamwork! Crush!
Tactical! 2 arms!
Starball!
Attack!
Shake your hands.
Shake! Freeze to the core! Rack and ruin! More speed.
Beaten! Who goes there?
Yeah, more
Take
speed.
the target alive!
Everybody stand back!
Shake your hands.
Drop! Crumble apart! Beg for mercy!
Bested!
Stop! What's all this about?
Lady Kuching, these 2 strange people suddenly appear.
Who are you calling strange?
You want to go to the Jade Chamber?
We're invited guests, here to look for the Liyue Chising.
Well, as it happens, I am one of the Liyue Chising.
Oh,
I'm Kuching, the Yuheng of the Chising. I know of you, traveler. You're Ningguang's guests, yes?
wow. Paimon didn't think we'd meet some...
The Guizhong Ballista in Tianheng Pass has long been in disrepair. These Millilith are just here to guard the scene, not to arrest.
So this was all a misunderstanding?
Anyway, for a mortal to be able to repair an Adepti mechanism is...
That was... Huh? Oh, right. So, Lady Yuheng, might you...
Just call me Kuching. I'd say that Ningguang's purpose is to request that the savior of Mondstadt take a more neutral stand.
We're not taking sides. We spoke with the Adepti. They...
When you say protect, you're referring...
Huh?
You are mortals, and thus under their protection. There was no way they would have Naturally, they would also regard Ningguang's locking down the area, questioning the citizenry, and pursuit of the assassin to be I'll say it like it is.
Well, you've got a point there. Still, this is the first time Paimon's seen a person...
Should I respect the shallow sense of time and condescension to mortals that has caused them to Forget it. I shouldn't speak of them this way. This skepticism is Either way, I will admit that the actions of the Adepti this time were quite... Rex Lapis's death is indeed an extraordinary circumstance. How surprisingly civilized of them. Well, for Ningguang, she would talk anything and everything out if she could. The time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Chising... I'll stop here. Honestly, I hadn't... You should both be off to the Jade Chamber. Don't be late now. The cream of Liyue's mercantile crop all see ascending to the Jade Chamber as the greatest honor.
Favor? But, wait, that's right. Greeting gifts are a staple of Liyue's culture.
All right. You can decide on your greeting gift yourselves. You didn't actually have to come to Mount Tianheng. Go back to Liyue. Well then. May we meet again, traveler.
Well, that Yuheng may not respect the gods, but Paimon thinks she's a pretty cool... So, what should we give to Ningguang when we see... Oh, right! Paimon dreamed of an amazing snack last night. Paimon has a feeling that it would be perfect for a super... Why don't we go with that for a gift? With a certain boom shakalaka, of course. Let's go gather ingredients. Time waits for no one. the one.
Shudder! More speed.
Huh? Is it just Paimon? Huh? Did you hear that? It seemed like it came from those ruins over... Uh-oh. It looks like the treasure hoarder... Shake your hands!
Crush! Teamwork is dreamwork!
You're open.
That was below par.
Shake your hands, Dirk!
Done.
Starball! Drop!
Thank you for your help, kind travelers. If you hadn't come to my aid, I surely would have
Aw, it was nothing.
I understand. Don't say that. I'm Meng Dan, a supplier for Mingxing jewelry. I never expected that those treasure hoarders would have their eyes on the same ruins that I... Is there anything that you lack? Antiques, treasure, various knickknacks.
Wait a moment. Actually,
Oh? And what might that...
do you have a box that can store presents?
Of course we do. How can one sell antiques without gift boxes? At Mingxing Jewelry... Now just give me a moment, and I'll let the boss know.
Great! Paimon sugar from...
Uncle Meng already told me. Many of the best goods in our store were found by Uncle Meng. Here, this container is itself an antique.
Yep. It's... Hang on a moment.
Sure, please help yourselves.
Traveler, this clay pot looks really awesome. If we use an antique as our mixing bowl, it's done! The one and only sugar-frosted slime!
Oh, yes. You might want to use these two freshly picked...
Woohoo! It looks beautiful! Great! Now that we've put all that we've got into this... According to Kuching, this is... Excuse me, do you sell the
Yes. How many would you like?
It's not convenient to speak of number...
Ah, well said. Please, use this to ascend to the chamber.
Yep.
And yet the code they used was not the one for guests, but for the...
I've been waiting for you, returnee from...
It's Ningguang! Since this is our first meeting,
Oh, for me. You have my thanks. I'm glad you like it. This palace floats in the skies, higher than the peak of any mountain. I have been gathering the funds necessary to build it from the time I began learning the merchant's craft. And since becoming the Tianquan, at first, it was but the size of one room. One day, I believe it will overshadow all 7. Not many from outside Liyue earn the right to ascend to the Jade Chamber. But I have been in correspondence with the acting Grandmaster of... As such, I have been putting eyes and ears out
What?
And I finally got wind of your movements
Wait, was
Just everyone at Wangshu Inn is one of ours. At the Guizhang Ballista.
You weren't peeking on us.
I fear that peeking would have... Our eyes and ears are more than sufficient. You two are very interesting people, after all. Well, I wouldn't expect you to trust us, considering that you have had far more interactions with the Adepti. I believe that you've heard of the Archon War. Many gods used to walk this earth, and many long wars were fought between them that did not abate until, in the end, only 7 victors remained standing in Tevat. You can see Goyun Stone Forest from here, I trust. It is beneath the spears lie those cast down by Rex Lapis in those days, gods that failed to seize. Not only is it true that gods may die, but so too has the membership of the 7 changed over the last 2 millennia. Another Lord of Geo will arise sooner or later. Yet, how are we to forget Rex Lapis? Even in a new era, the Liyue Qixing remain Rex Lapis's former subjects. Do you really think us capable of having played a part in his demise? That day at Yujing Terrace, it was also very sudden. But our enemy has long lain hidden within the harbor. If we do not act, hiding the Exuvia was a necessary maneuver to take the initiative back.
Who's this enemy you're talking?
What do you think, traveler?
Huh? What are you two talking?
Well answered.
Huh?
The scenery out here is fine indeed, but the wind is a little strong. Our preparation...
Wowee! What a huge hall! Paimon's never seen such a fancy place before.
Be at ease, you two.
Can we really?
I have invited you two here as friends. And when friends come over...
Ooh! Is it...
Why, you've kept your ear to the ground.
That's because even the storytellers are talking about it. Everyone's out...
That's because that wall records Leo's secrets. Merchants have always been attracted to... But the secrets of the mercantile world are of no interest to you. If possible, I'd like to... But if you were to choose the more trustworthy You'd pick Kuching? I originally thought her a bit too hard-headed. With someone of her character on the Qixing, I've had some... But after she said those words, the time of the Adepti has long passed. Well, I must say that I won't deny that Rex Lapis's passing seems advantageous to us. But for Liyue's... Indeed. It seems that you I called for the gag order and for the Exuvia to be hidden to temporarily stabilize the situation. With Rex Lapis's death, the Fatui have busied themselves with many clandestine actions beyond their diplomatic. Allowing the rite of parting to take place was also meant to buy some time for us to take control of Liyue's administration.
It's exactly as Zhongli said. The Qixing only provide... Wait, that's right. Speaking of...
Of course.
Paimon's heard that anyone who sends a greeting gift gets a little something in return.
It's all right. Well, we have made quite a bit of trouble for you recently.
Yay! Paimon was just on that wall. Don't look at Paimon like that. One of these sheets of paper will sell for crazy prices. Just imagine. Let's grab one. The biggest... Huh? Well, that was an easy search. The biggest sheet is right up... La 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 la. Let's... Huh? There's a place marked with a circle on here. Sigil of permission, something, something, Fatui. Aw, that doesn't sound like treasure. This piece of paper shows that a Qixing spy discovered Ningguang did say that the Fatui have been up to all kinds of research on the Sigil of permission. Speaking of which, there's also some connection between you and the Sigil of permission. Oh, you really think? Well, Oh, so you're saying that it's precisely because we can't That's way up. Anyway, before we look for Zhongli at Dihua Marsh, let's go to the place marked out on these papers. There really were Fatui at the location written down on this piece of paper. And they look really mad at us, too.
Blood of frost. Eye for an eye.
Can't handle your drink.
I'm going in. Starball. Shudder. Drop. Starball.
Was this first?
Yes. Beg for mercy.
I guess this is
More speed.
This was well done. Roasted fried. This was well done.
Think you can bully me?
You need to hurry up.
Shudder.
Drop.
Roasted fried.
Shake.
This was well done. You need to hurry up.
Crush.
Roasted fried.
I condemn you.
This was well done. You need to hurry up.
Think you can bully me?
Roasted fried.
Shudder.
This was well
Beg
done.
for mercy.
You need to hurry up. Fuel's clogged.
There are so many talismans here. And Paimon's seen this pattern before. Oh, Paimon knows. But how did a relic of the Adepti end up in the... Oh, that's right. Cloud Retainer said that talismans like that were once used. Maybe the Fatui are copying the Sigil of Permission, being able to channel divine power in battle? And the plot... Alright, that's enough sticking around here. The last stop on our rite of parting preparation. Let's go! Paimon hates being late.
right on time. Did you enjoy your visit to the Jade?
It was so big and pretty and
Indeed. It's second to none. Then you met with Ningguang?
she's super rich and so generous. Yeah, her take on Ningguang is quite different from Paimon's.
Oh. So you also met with...
She said the time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't...
No respect for... Indeed, contrary to the ever-bold Keqing, Ningguang is... Although she's friendly, there's no way of clearly discerning her truth. Yes, she has only relied on herself to rise to her current position. It's said that she's the one behind the constant expansion of the Jade Chamber. It's the second most important thing to her.
The Jade Chamber is only second. What's the most important?
Why, Mora, of course.
All Ningguang talked about was the Fatui this and the Fatui that. She said that after...
That is how the Fatui have always been. It doesn't surprise me. No matter what they may be planning, you must be careful when...
So, is there anything we need to get for the rite of part...
Yes, as a matter of fact, there is.
Glaze lilies. But why did we come all the way out here? Doesn't the garden in Yujing Terrace... Oh, right! Paimon remembers that Madame Ping is always
No. Though Dihua Marsh used to be full of glaze lilies, it is a sort of joyful flower. Before the Archon War, Dihua Marsh was all dry land and fertile soil. But the war caused landslide. Of course, there are some kinds of flowers that have been preserved and gardened by people in the... Wild glaze lilies have the strongest fragrance. If we want to follow the true tradition of the rite... But I'll need your assistance in gathering these flowers. No, I need you to sing to them. Sing...
So how good is your singing? Really? Why doesn't Paimon believe you?
We'll only know once she starts...
It's time to sing, whenever you're ready.
Da 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 da.
What happened? These flowers are jumping. They look really angry. Is it because you sang a song to Mondstadt that they don't understand here in Liyue?
Beg for mercy. Freeze to the core. Rack and ruin.
Starball! Rumble apart! Those weren't glaze lilies. Glaze lilies wouldn't hit people.
This little monster is known as a whopper flower. Strange. The glaze lilies used as a disguise were buried with the whopper flower for too long. The result seems to have...
Well, that's nice and all, but will those...
Unfortunately, no.
That's so late.
Excuse me. Are you searching for glaze lilies?
Oh, hey! It's... What's her face?
Hello, traveler. I'm surprised you still remember my name. Ah, that reminds me. How was your visit to the Jade Chamber?
Well, it sure would have been better if you told us how to get up there.
Didn't I tell you the way?
Nope. We found the way on our own.
Oh, I see. Uh-oh. I guess I really did
Something... She's acting different from the first time we met. Where's her...
Oh, well, I met you at that time as an emissary of the Tianquan.
You came all the way out here to see the flowers? Why not just enjoy the
Yujing Terrace is where Rex Lapis parted from this world. If I strolled through those lonely gardens now, whenever my duties take me near Yujing Terrace these days, I draw the windows to block...
Oh, sorry. We shouldn't have brought it up.
No, it's quite all right. I just haven't. When the Archon War came to its end 2,000 years ago, the first iteration of the Seven would gather in Liyue. Yes. Now that the spirit of Rex Lapis has returned to the heavens, only the other 5, including Inazuma's Raiden Shogun, are no longer of the current 7 Archons. The youngest is Sumeru's god of Dendro. She is merely 500 years old, whereas Rex Lapis was more. This means that Liyue had been under Rex Lapis's rule from the moment it was first founded 3,700.
So what do you think of this farewell?
Huh? This is a little sudden. As a mortal, I've never dared to imagine a Liyue without Rex Lapis. But as an Adeptus, I think I will eventually come to grips with reality.
Huh? Did you just say, as an Adeptus?
Yes, I am a mix of human and Qilin. Adeptus blood flows through my veins. After the war ended, I signed a contract with Rex Lapis and took the position as secretary for the Qixing. I've continued those duties. Well, let's save that conversation for an. I also know where wild glaze lilies can be found. See, I've just picked one myself.
We dare not
Oh, so did you sing a song before you picked the lily?
Indeed, I did. I know this tradition well.
Wow, so you really know your...
No, it is you who I should be thanking. If not for this chance meeting, if you would excuse me, I should return to my work now. Good luck.
And that just about does it. Given the ease of picking glaze lilies, I think this was a fitting end to our tasks.
Yeah, Paimon can already imagine him starting a business in Liyue.
I've had enough venture. Beginning a new undertaking is always difficult at first, and requires no small amount, so you must be careful to take the time to step back and re-examine your...
Wow. See? Zhongli... Alright, I think it's...
Ah, you're the consultant to Wangsheng funeral. The Millilith are watching our every move now. These are desperate times.
Desperate times?
The Adepti of Joyun Karst are finally on the move.
Do they intend to exercise force?
Most likely. I've heard that some members of the Qixing have already gone to meet them. Well, however, both sides were quite obstinate and hit an impasse.
It seems inevitable, given...
The Adepti do not acknowledge the Qixing. They only acknowledge the contracts of the Geo-Archon.
Surely the Liyue Qixing are not the sort...
Their boneheadedness is known throughout the lands.
And what now? How is it that the
That's all Ningguang's. She proclaimed that in these tumultuous times, the Millilith must reign in... Only now do they want to start keeping tabs on us? Anyway, Mr. Zhongli, you're one of Child's close associates. Please understand that your actions will
It looks like things are about to boil over in Liyue Harbor.
Do you intend to use your neutral identity as an intermediary between both sides? Neither path is an easy one.
Oh, by the way, Mr. Zhongli, we've heard that the Wangsheng funeral parlor has also been caught up.
Things are taking a turn for the... I'm afraid I must leave now to handle things back at Wangsheng funeral parlor. I hope that Master Hu has been able to keep things under control. Consider your next course of action carefully, traveler. If you're trying to prevent an explosion...
Having connections with the Fatui seems to be quite the double-edged... So what does Zhongli mean by... Oh, Paimon gets it! If there's anyone that wants... He must be waiting for the moment when no one is watching. But where could we find him now? Where would he go at a time like this?
answer from this world?
Wow! It looked impressive enough from the outside, but who would have guessed this is where all of Teyvat's mora is minted, right? In that case, oh, so it's a trap! Tricky, but even if we can't take any, or better yet, take a nap on top of a mountain of mora, it's like a dream come true! Oh, right, back to business. It's quiet. Too quiet. Surely someone's gotta be guarding. Huh? Look! What happened here? Uh-oh. Paimon smells quick. We have to go make sure that the exuvia...
You've already fulfilled your task as guides, so why do you still linger?
Huh? Who's there?
If you were Fatui, I imagine that you would be entitled to a generous reward from the Tsaritsa herself. But now, you're nothing but dross, and you're in my way. Where should I start? Well, I've never been one to beat around the bush, you know. But who could have possibly guessed that the god... If it weren't for that lovely little rite of parting ceremony you put together. Stopping the Mora mints. Hiding away the exuvia.
So you've been planning to take the gnosis from inside the exuvia?
As one of the 11 Fatui heart, she will get that which she desires. I'm not asking for your blessing. And the time for discussion and diplomacy has already passed. I mean, if it were up to me, I would have skipped either way. We now come to my favorite part, the battle.
Battle? So you're the type that goes looking for trouble, huh?
You could say that. When Signora offended the deities outside the cathedral in Mondstadt, instead of confronting you directly, she chose to rely on the snow and ice to make her escape. When she faces a worthy opponent, she will prioritize her mission, weigh the outcomes. But as for me, the greatest pleasure of being a harbinger lies in crossing blades.
We won't let what happened in Mondstadt ever happen again!
Oh, so you intend to fight me? Good. I won't kill you. Besides, you could never defeat me, not even in your wildest dreams. But heck, fighting talk, I love it. Now let's see you live up to it. This chance is hard to come by, so show me all you've got. So very few ever get the chance to square off with the Fatui Harbinger. So come now, amuse me, and don't you dare disappoint. Passable left.
Blood of frost! I condemn you!
Not bad, not bad. Not bad. You've got a Haha, good. No wonder Signora was so wary of you. Well, that just means I can go all out. Brace yourself. This is about to get tough. Now, show me what you can do against the might of a Harbinger.
Let's light it up! Beg for mercy. Shudder!
Not bad. Your swordsmanship is quite impressive. But that's about as far as you'll get. Didn't think you had that card hidden up your sleeve.
You were just playing us to get close to the exuvia!
Oh, quiet down. Stop acting like some wide-eyed recruit. You've seen this world. You of all people should know. This should have been expected! Well then, I'll be taking Morax's Gnosis now! I see. Well, this is most unexpected. You beat me to it, didn't you?
This is going to cost you! You got to the Gnosis ahead of me, didn't you? Did you simply move faster? Or did you leak the information regarding the Golden House to me on purpose? No matter. Hand the Gnosis over, now! Don't make me take it from you!
We didn't take it!
Rack and ruin!
You're a cut above.
Look! Child's back to normal again!
Well then, it seems the burden of the foul legacy transformation. And now that I consider the matter more carefully, you never had any chance of beating me to the You had no connection to the Gnosis, no matter where it had been taken.
That's what we've been trying to tell you!
Your show of ability today far surpasses that of Signora's initial assessment of you in Mondstadt. You already know the answer, don't you? But if that is a secret you wish to keep, I guess I'll just... This battle has already left me satisfied. Anyone who strives as I do to grow stronger shall be called a friend. Even if our...
Pretty sure that's not the normal way to make...
Unfortunately, I must bring this amiable conversation to... Given that the Gnosis wasn't taken by anyone, then we must look... In fact, it might be that the Exuvia was...
What? So you mean that...
Yes, it appears so. It seems that the guardian deity of the capital of commerce... As such, we must now look to...
Backup plan?
I had hoped it would never come to this, for the weak will be swept. The truth is, the world belongs to those who pursue strength. I seldom willingly... Unfortunately, we cannot be picky about our methods as Fatui harbingers.
So what are you planning to do?
I will awaken the god that lies dormant beneath Guyan...
A god?
Osile, overlord of the Vortex, who was defeated by Morax, the GR Archon in the Archon War. If such an ancient god were to be unleashed upon Liyue Harbor, do you think the cunning Rex Lapis would just stand aloof and...
But the Archon War ended 2,000 years ago. How can an ancient...
Simple. I've already prepared the means to awaken it.
Hey, those are sigils of permission! Oh, Paimon remembers now. The Fatui have been researching them.
Indeed. The one that was given to you was just a byproduct of our research. With the power of so many sigils of permission concentrated in one place, along with that which using the powers of ancient gods in such a situation fails to interest, but knowing that such an action will not only force the Geo Archon to Let's see. Will the nation that has lost its deity be swallowed up by an ancient malice once more? If you wish to drown together with the people of Liyue, You're free to stay and enjoy the show.
Huh? He's already gone. That guy is fast. What's going on? Exhausted. If we hadn't happened to see the Jade Chamber flying over just as we... Did we make it in time? Is the Overlord of the...
What are you doing here?
Huh? Hold on. It's the Adepti. What are you doing on the Jade Chamber? Paimon thought you were arguing with the Chisi.
Faced with a calamity of such magnitude, we have agreed to put our...
Oh, Paimon gets it. So how do you plan to... Just seeing this Overlord of the Vortex...
It's not just you. We've got new Millilith recruits who can't even stand at attention without... Which is why we must stop that monster.
So the Archon War was fought 2,000 years ago. So will the power of the Chising, Millilith, and Adepti...
We've already discussed this together, and our conclusion is...
What? Wait, all of you were supposed to be the Guardians of Liyue.
One certainly could.
Huh?
The Qi-Sing did once research the matter of the Guizhongbul, and as fate would have it, one who did For what could you mortals ever learn of Adepti mechanisms?
I suppose this is one blessing from the Adepti that we should be thankful. So be it. We shall use the upgraded Guizhong Ballista to fight off that god. All the Adepti, we haven't a moment to spare. Our battle begins now. Yep.
The three Adepti are manning the Guizhong Ballista. Do not let the Fatui disturb their work!
All able Millilith, with me!
Let's go help too!
We Adepti have not faced a god in several millennia. Let one see what you're made of then. What strength remains within you, one wishes to witness.
I'm here. Look at you, Boozound. Scratch that.
Beg for mercy.
Drop.
Miscalculated.
That is Osial's divine power. I am very familiar with it. careful not to get hit.
The Fatui! Their attacks are unrelenting!
How daring. Snezhnai's diplomats will answer for this afterward. Every last one.
Shudder! Vengeance will be mine! I condemn you!
The ancient god's attacking again! There are so many Fatui too! We kill them!
Were you about to say we can't hold them, children? Don't lose heart. Here, take this.
This is adeptal energy. That light from your body. It's like the time in Julian Karst. Wow, it's not a pink shockwave. This granny's really strong.
Flood of frost! Crush! Beg for mercy!
My duty.
With the blood of the Chilean, I guard you against evil! Cast your fear of injury by the wayside and fight with all your might! I too did this during the Archon War!
So this is what Ganya's like in a fight!
My name means swiftness. Take my power and run as I do.
We're going too fast!
Child, you are strong in body and spirit. Perhaps you can withstand 3 forms of adeptal energy at once.
This will hurt a little. Please bear with us.
Once you've adapted, try to use them in battle.
Diana special!
Shut up!
Starball!
Vengeance will be mine! Eye for an eye! Everybody stand! Beg for mercy!
Exercise caution! I fear that the god's power has reached its peak!
In other words, if we hold here, there's nothing worse to come, right?
Teamwork is dreamwork! Crush! Sketch! Rack and ruin! Freeze to the core! Drop!
Let's move.
Everybody stand! Shade! Starfall! Beg for mercy.
This isn't good.
Look at you, boo down! Drop!
Killjoy! We've only just... Looks like I went too far.
The Fatui's numbers are thinning!
Fight on, comrades! Once we finish this lot off, the Adepti will be able to deal with the god in peace.
Starball!
The interlopers are no more. Now we may commit ourselves fully.
It's working! We just need to keep this up!
Be careful now.
The Guizhong Ballista is destroyed. Without its covering fire, retaliation shall be difficult.
But the Jade Chamber is our last line of defense. We can't give another inch, no matter what.
I have another idea.
What do you mean, Lady Ningguang?
I'll sacrifice the Jade Chamber.
What is the meaning of this?
I understand.
Traveler, lend me a hand. Farewell, old friend. Goodbye for now. Let us meet again in the future.
Is it finally over?
The ominous aura of that monster has the effects of the sigil of permit. It will be some time before the overlord of the Vortex.
We are indebted to you for your assistance. If the Adepti hadn't happened to be...
Save your flattery. We didn't just happen to...
Come now. There's no need for such harsh words, Cloud Retainer. I've heard that when Ningguang began learning to do business, she had already started setting aside part. At first, it was only the size of a small room. It is a testament to Ningguang's entire life, both as seeing the Jade Chamber destroyed in the defense of Liyue means much to her.
Well, I was really hoping you would say that such sacrifice... Thank you all for hearing me out. We know very well why the Adept...
Oh?
3,700 years. According even to this very day, Liyue and its lands have stood the test of time, immovable as stone. But that does not mean that the Liyue of today is... Do not merely cast your protective gaze upon the land.
Are you questioning our means of
I mean no offense. I simply hope that our Adepti
Forebearers, you say? One doubts you would be fit to be...
This morning, Rex Lapis...
What?
In the dream, I yearned to tell him that we Qixing, though mortal, are equally bound to the contract. I also thought to tell him how the past generations of Qixing had strove under his rule to survive in our... But I dared not speak.
Oh, Ningguang.
Yet another perspective. What are you trying to say, Outlander?
Right. That's something that happened in Mondstadt. It's a story about the animal archon sought to quell the strife between the two sides, because he believed that such conflict would...
Each of the 7 nations has its own scars from the...
Though your point is the very height, as Adepti, we've become a laughingstock, to be chastised thus by an out...
All right, all right. Didn't Ningguang suggest that we should focus on the city?
I apologize for appearing in full armor. I am afraid I cannot...
And who are you?
I am Feng Yan, a sergeant of the Millelith. I thought this battle would perhaps be my last. But thanks, although I am a mere mortal soldier, I promise to hold the line and never betray the great...
Huh? Why does everyone look so...
Weren't you frightened, dear?
I wasn't afraid. All the strong Millelith guards were there, and those power... When danger is near, everyone always protects me. And the rest of the time, they make... Thanks for protecting Liyue Harbor. Please...
Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able...
Huh?
Because we are Adepti.
Oh, okay. Aww.
You see, this is what Liyue, the country of contracts, is grateful to the Adepti for their protection. Although their blood is weak, the time of contracts between gods and Liyue has long since passed.
Seeing the port around us now, it is hard not to feel a bit...
Your line of inquiry is askew. One did not...
Seems like the Adepti have had a change of heart.
Let us return now.
Eager to leave,
Yes, one understands what the Conqueror of Demons means. One fears that by the time one finally grasps the new contracts of Liyue. Fair enough.
Since we Adepti have consensus, then one shall persist no but how will we ensure that the Liyue Qixing will not simply exploit their power once we depart?
All right, Mooncarver, you needn't worry. It seems to me that this right of supervision is best left to the people of Liyue.
Looks like the conflict between humans and Adepti was avoided. Oh, right! It's nice that we child wanted to unleash the... But we were able to handle the Overlord. Oh, and speaking of that, don't we still... Paimon doesn't get it. But isn't the strongest lead we have the Adepti-less rite of parting that we're organizing? No idea where Zhongli's gone. Let's ask for him at Wangshen Funeral Parlor.
Is there anything I can do for you two? I'm afraid...
We've come to see Zhongli. Could you please tell...
Unfortunately, Zhongli isn't here at the moment.
Doesn't the Northland Bank belong... Last time we saw Zhongli was before we... Do you think he doesn't know about the attack on Liyue? We had better go and make sure that everything...
You call this cooperation between Harbingers? Cooperation involves communication, you know.
Don't take it to heart, child. Besides, aren't you happy? Oh, it seems that...
Hey, it's Zhongli and Child. And...
It's you two. I believe we've met once before. Ah, right. I imagine that it must have been rather hard to...
Well, if it isn't you two. This is our first time seeing each other since Liyue...
Paimon knew that we should never have...
Oh, now don't say that. Sure, besides, I thought we were getting along quite well together, didn't you? Nothing personal. We just have different views, that's all. Of course, you made the real deceivers here are Senora and Zhongli. Curse them for leading me up. So actually...
Stop wasting time, child. There'll be plenty of time to check. You remember the agreement, Morax. Now, if you would be so kind.
What in the world are you talking about?
The contract is fulfilled.
How sanctimonious.
What? So you're the Lord of Chia? No, wait! That's an exciting twist and all, but why give the...
I do not give it for free. I give it as agreed upon in the contract.
Yeah, you don't think you went a little bit too far with that whole fake death thing? Everyone was preparing the ceremony.
Gathering all the forces that had been bubbling...
Wait, what?
Perhaps it's best that, as you know, I've dwelt upon this world for more than 6,000 years. Even boulders that can withstand whirlpools will erode with the passing of time. Until one drizzly day, as I was strolling along the harbor, I stood motionless among the crowds.
Oh, Zhongli.
But as I began to consider relinquishing my divine role, was Liyue, the city I had dwelt in for so long, already prepared. So I feigned my own death, and gathered the cast of Child, the adept. Indeed I was. The gnosis which I had kept for so many years suddenly... That's right. Which is...
So you mean that if the chaos ever reached the point of no return, you would simply appear...
Of course. And it would have been just as a child quickly matures after losing their parents. So has Liyue matured when faced with...
In the end, the resolution to all that has transpired... Take the Adepti, for instance. Owing to their years of seclusion, they were the least informed. Yet when faced with a crisis, they commendably... Credit is also due to Signora, the emissary dispatched by the Cryo-Archon to fulfill our contract. At my request, this meant I could remain as Zhongli, even having the chance to fulfill... All of these things turned out as I had planned. There is only one. I had expected them to do no more than the Adepti. They seized the opportunity to supplant Liyue's divine protectors, and used the subsequent power of...
Huh?
On the contrary, I think it is excellent. I had always feared that it was too soon for them to take over from...
Hey, what about me? Doesn't anyone feel the least bit of...
I think that thanks would be more appropriate. You certainly played no small... If you hadn't created the pressure of a battle between mortals, Adepti, and...
Huh? Just whose side are you on, mocking me like that? Be that as it may, you've come out of this as the hero of Liyue.
Well then, with the Gnosis in my possession, I have no use for such idle chatter.
Fine. I'll meet you there later. I'm not...
Do as you wish.
Now then, is there anything else you wish to ask me?
Right! As Zhongli always told us, a good trade is a fair trade.
Realistically speaking.
Huh?
However, I am the god of contracts. My agreement with the Cryo-Archon will be the last of my contracts as the Geo-Archon. As for the bargaining chip that the Tsari... Uncover that answer for yourself in your...
Today's the day of the rite of parting. Although the star of the show is fake, we've spent so much time trying to organize it, it would be a real shame not to go there now. Ha! Drop!
I'll keep this close.
You know that god from the ocean couldn't have just shown up out of nowhere. I mean...
Yes, and to think that this happened right on the heels...
Say, do you think the person who is...
Now that you mention it, that's very... I mean, it all fits together. That person must have colluded with the... Still, what sort of supernatural prowess must this person possess to be able...
Ah, forget it. Guessing's no use to us. Look, the Millilith over...
Oh, well, since we're going through it... So Rex Lapis is really... Oh, come on. Do you think that the assassin could have been a normal person? You know, there's only one real possibility in my mind. I've heard that the assassin was that Fatui...
Fatui? They certainly are very...
Shh! Lower your voice. If the Fatui...
Hear ye all! Though a dragon soars ageless as the mountains, it, gods, and adepti live glorious lives. But both light and rumors and hearsay abound on the streets, having been thwarted in his trial. Rex Lapis's soul has recouped, nor are they to believe street-born rumors or indulge in baseless speculation.
Paimon needs a translation on what the... So that's how there's... Something feels off. Why would they suddenly give up looking for... Could the Qixing already have known that Rex Lapis wasn't... Did Zhongli tell them in... Exactly, right? Ooh. Look, it's Ningguang and Keqing.
As said previously, Rex Lapis's soul returning to the heavens is the end of the contract.
3,700 years of
We, the people of Liyue, were indeed prosperous.
The long, unending dream of our Archon
Now that we have awoken from our dream, will you stand with us as we re-establish our
So concludes the words of Her Eminence. That does Her Eminence the Yuheng have anything to...
Huh? Is she looking the...
Traveler.
Yikes! She really is looking our way!
Is that the traveler who they...
So young.
The Liyue Qixing always repay their debts. And as you have heard, name your price.
Whoa.
Well, could you help me put up some missing person posters?
Rex Lapis. Perhaps mementos for Rex Lapis.
And to think I'd put... But it seems as if those Well, that's fine.
As for the mortals and adepti of Liyue...
Hey, Zhongli! Look at this! Everyone in Liyue is, and here you are looking over...
Why would I not feel more at ease? Right. If the two of you can spare the time.
Ha! That sounds like big talk, Zhongli. Paimon might have believed you if you were...
You're right.
But why would Morax lack more?
As the Rex Lapis Morax, I can easily create Mora. When I was journeying with you, though I still had the Gnosis in hand, I knew that I must soon...
Oh, no wonder! Paimon gets it now, but since you weren't used to not being able to just make more Mora...
Well, we were only spending Fatui money. In the City of Commerce, we do not merely exchange money or goods. The Archon Morax could never experience life as the true mortal. I will treasure the memories that I made as Zhongli. That is true. But there is...
Paimon thinks that we should make a move and continue our...
I fear that continuing your journey may be difficult. The nation that... Yes. The nation has the Electro-Archon Ball. And just as the people of Liyue preferred to
Paimon thinks we've heard that one before.
That is the case. And since Raiden is also the shogun of Inazuma, people call her the Raiden.
That said, though people at the wharf were saying that the situation in Inazuma is very tense, Zhongli, since you're Rex Lapis, shouldn't you know something about what's happening?
It's because of visions.
Visions?
When faced with circumstances beyond their control. But if a person shows true strength of will, this is what visions are. Magical foci.
Uh-huh. That's how people in Teyvat see.
But starting from last year, the Raiden...
Vision Hunt Decree?
Yes. It was an order to seize all visions within Inazuma's borders.
They want to seize visions. But why?
I should think that in the Raiden Shogun's eyes, it is...
Whoa. That's...
The Anemo Archon is the god of freedom, and the Geo Archon is the god of contracts. For her part, the Raiden Shogun is the god. The fact that even I, the oldest of the seven, have now passed away. Knowing her, she must have again quoted that adage she is most fond of, 7 ideals for 7 gods. And of the... All right then. Was there anything else? Well then, I suppose you'll have to find a way to get inside this closed nation.